So it's very important that your eyes are good. So you have to check your eyes, make sure you see well. When we get older, we lose our peripheral vision kind of. It gets more and more narrow. We see good in front, we see less and less from the side. Light and dark also. I walked with a lady today, and she had light-colored glasses for outdoors, not really sunglasses. And then she stepped out of the elevator, and it was dark. And she was like, as if she was stepping on water. She could not see the depth. So that's also what we start to lose, the depth. And so that's another aging thing. So again, with eyesight, taking care of your eyes with glasses, go to the ophthalmologist. That is the visual part of our balance system. In our inner ear is the vestibular system. Those are three canals behind the, I don't know exactly, but they're behind the eardrum, somewhere in our inner ear. Three little canals, one like this, one like that, and one in a diagonal, filled with fluids and little hairs. And they give the signals how we are positioned and how we are moved. So it gives the sense of where we are in space. When we get older, those little hairs, they disappear. So dizziness, all kind of feeling not safe, not balanced, not light, vertigo, all those things happen through this vestibular system. The third system is the sensory motor system. That's actually what you feel with your feet, with your muscles, with your joints, where you are on the ground. So you're standing, and then when you lean forward, you will feel in your toes, in your feet, that you're leaning forward. Then if you go back or sideways. So those three systems keep us upright. Upright is posture. And there's another very big factor that plays into this is our center of gravity. Center of gravity is, for most people, located somewhere below the belly button inside. Well, it depends. I mean, sometimes when you have some more in the front, your center of gravity is more out there. So what you see happening is that you have to lean back in order to get that center of gravity on the right spot so you don't fall over. Or some people have a lot in the back, so they have to lean forward. So you have to compensate. When you want that center of gravity on top of your feet, aligned. And depending on how your mass is distributed, that's where your center of gravity is. If your center of gravity is in your own space, and you are reasonably aligned from top to toe, then you can stand without too much effort. Without too much effort. The more your center of gravity is kind of in another place, the more effort you have to make to stay balanced. Okay, so let's stand up. Enough sitting. Let's stand up for a minute. Stand behind your chair. So let's experience a little bit about those three balance systems, center of gravity, and posture. So let's first work on our posture. So you want to be aligned as much as possible. And you start with the head, your shoulders, your ears. Your ears are kind of on top of your shoulders. So roll the shoulders a couple times back and just let them drop somewhere. And then your head should be a little back and up. So this feels already a little unnatural, right? Because our head has a tendency to go forward and down. So you have to lift your head up. Bring your chin a little back. So your ears are aligned with your shoulders. Good. The next thing, go down, is your here. So that now you come at the breathing. So you breathe in, the belly expands, you breathe out, the belly goes in. That is natural breathing. Oftentimes you kind of hold it in, puff our chest up, breathing in, breathing out. This is reverse breathing or unnatural. Because when you want to be aligned, in sync with your body and your posture, you want to have a natural, relaxed breathing also. So you let your belly go when you breathe in, out when you breathe out, the belly goes back in. So now we're going more down to the hips. The hips should be not too much like this, so you can sit on there, and not too much. So you kind of, your hips should be in a kind of a neutral position. So first you can try this by tilting your hips forward. So imagine your hips are a basin full of water, bucket. So you spill the water to the front by tilting your hips forward. So the water spills to the front. This is actually the inhale position. Again, exhale, you roll your back, your pelvis, and then you spill the water in the back. Then you get into the exhale position. Inhale, exhale. But in a natural posture, natural alignment, the hips, your pelvis is in a neutral position. It's kind of in the middle, not to the front. Back, kind of in the middle. Good. Then the knees, you go down to the knees. The knees should be loose. They should not be locked and back. They should be loose. So you're standing, as we say, on the muscle. You don't stand on the joint. Because when you always, and you see a lot of people doing that, having the knees back, locked, you're standing on the muscle, it will affect your joints, and also your hips are kind of locked, and you will feel it in your lower back. So you keep your knees nice and loose. Not bent, but unlocked. And then you want to have your knees above your toes. So, not in, not out, above your toes, and not in front of your toes, and not behind your toes. But everything is kind of in the middle, neutral. Good. Now we're going to shift our center of gravity. We bring our center of gravity forward. So what happens is our whole body weight goes into our toes. Okay. If you really go far, what do you do? What happens? Yeah, okay. If you really, if you don't do anything, you fall on your face, right? My reflex, I don't know if you saw it, I stepped forward. So I made a step forward. So there's another reflex you can have, and that is go back. So you use your hips. So either you step up, or you go back. Well, my reflex is really. But you can bring yourself back. And then you go the other way. So this is, so that tells you something about how important it is to have your hips flexible. So this can move. Because losing your balance, it is about correcting your balance. Losing your balance is not difficult. You just hold yourself and there you go. But it's correcting your balance. That's where you don't want to fall, right? So what you need a lot of things. In the first place, you need flexibility. Be able to use your arms, use your hips, use your legs, so you need that to correct your balance. The three balance systems, posture, and center of gravity. Okay. You're going to stand in front of the chair. Okay, what I'm going to do is bring our hips back. And then we're just going to sit. Now, when you want to sit, when you're going to sit, you want to be in control. So, you bring your hips back. You can grab behind you and then let yourself. Okay. So this is a nice way, controlled way to sit down. Usually that's not the difficult. Although a lot of people just they go like this and they fall back. So this then you don't have control over your center of gravity. So you just let it go back and bang. Now we're going up. There's one rule. Very easy to remember. Nose over your toes. So first you bring your nose over your toes. Well, first you want to go in the front of the chair. So here comes the scooting, right? Scoot yourself to the front. You all know those couches? Very comfortable all the way back. Hard to get out to. So, hard to get out up from. So what you need to do is first work your way to the front. And then you bring your feet a little back. Because you want to get your nose over your toes. Well, your toes can be here. It's hard to get your nose over your toes. So you bring your feet back. And then you bring your nose over your toes. And then you get up. It's a biomechanical thing. Okay, slowly go down again. Bring the hips back. Keep your nose over your toes again. That is a trick. Then you don't fall back. So that means your center of gravity is in the front. As soon as you bring your center of gravity behind your feet, you fall back. If your center of gravity is behind your feet, you want to get up. Doesn't make sense. You can't get up like this. You have to bring that center of gravity forward. But your whole upper body goes forward, and then you get up. So what you need for that too, of course, is your leg strength. So we can get into the exercises you need to work those things that will keep you balanced and prevent you from falling. Let me see. Let's continue with the exercises for strengthening. There's a whole bag of weights. I'll hand out some weights. 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Actually, every Wednesday, make a little commercial here. Every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, there's a strength group here by me.
What weight is
This is a 2 pounds.
Okay.
It's just for some demonstration. You can handle 2 pounds, right? And it's let you show. Did you get heavy for that? Ready? Yes. Okay. 5 pounds, right? Sure. I thought so. Ah! That's 3 pounds for you. You have to literally have to. Okay. I'll take the 1 pound. Okay. So, balance is not only about and again, it was also about moving your arms, being flexible and strong. So there's pushing, pulling, and twist. And what's the third one? Lifting, of course. Okay. If you are in the kitchen and you want to reach something, you want to get something out of the kitchen, you want to make sure that you're able to reach. Reach up, and then you grab something you need, and you want to be able to hold it and bring it down. Okay, good. Now exercise is actually very stupid and boring because you do this 10 times. So you do movements you do in the kitchen or in the bathroom or outside, and you repeat it and you have an exercise. So this is called this is a functional exercise. This helps you functioning in your house. You're able to reach, stretch, to grab something and able to hold it without dropping it because you're strong enough to concentric. No, it's not isometric. Isometric, yeah. Isometric. So if you go down, the muscle lengthens, but you resist. You resist gravity. Exercise is all about gravity, right? You lift against gravity, or you push against gravity, or you pull against gravity. So that makes the muscles stronger. So now the lifting. You want to lift something, pull something off the floor. So the lift. So you do the bicep curl. Usually you use your biceps for that. So you do an exercise and do 10, 15 times a bicep curl in 2 sets. Now, what you do here, with 1 pound I can do this 200 times or more. So exercise also, you want to make sure that after 2 sets of about 10, 15 repetitions, it's heavy enough that you hardly can lift it anymore. So you have to kind of go heavier with the weights, the stronger you get, right? Otherwise, this doesn't do the trick. This doesn't make you stronger. So there's the pulling. This doesn't really work. Here you need those bands for, or those screwings, because this only will pull you down. So you resist the pull down. This is not really, there is no resistance in the pull. So there's another exercise, and you can use the kitchen counter for that. Like, if this is the kitchen counter, you do it like this. You do the push-up. And the push-up, you need to get up the chair, right? When you fell and you wanted to get up.